The silence was deafening, a hollow echo in the space where laughter once resided. It wasn't the silence of absence, but the chilling quiet of a presence that had simply ceased. For months, perhaps even years, you were the unwavering constant, the predictable sunrise in her carefully constructed world. She saw you, yes, but she didn't truly perceive you. Not in the way that mattered. You were a given, an unshakable pillar. And in that comfortable certainty, a dangerous complacency took root. This isn't a story of sudden abandonment, but of a slow, almost imperceptible drift. A gradual unmooring that she, in her self-assured orbit, failed to notice until the gravitational pull was irrevocably gone. Consider the intricate dance of human connection, often taken for granted until the music stops. Her world, once vibrant with your subtle affirmations and unspoken support, began to subtly dim. It wasn't a dramatic exit, no fiery farewell. It was a quiet withdrawal, a strategic retreat born not of malice but of self-preservation. You had invested, poured your energy, your understanding, your very essence into a dynamic that offered diminishing returns. The human psyche, when consistently undervalued, eventually seeks equilibrium. It's a fundamental truth, a psychological imperative. Persistent emotional imbalance leads to a reevaluation of investment. You reached that critical juncture, not with a bang, but with a profound internal shift. Then came the awakening, not a gentle dawn, but a jarring jolt. It started subtly, a missed call that wasn't immediately returned, a casual suggestion that was met with genuine unavailability, not a test. The familiar patterns, the comforting predictability began to fray at the edges. Initially, it was a minor inconvenience, a momentary lapse in the established order. But as these instances accumulated, a creeping unease began to settle. The realization wasn't a single, blinding flash, but a slow, agonizing dawn, each ray of light illuminating a stark, undeniable truth. The landscape had changed, and she was no longer at its center. The world, her world, had continued to spin, but your axis had shifted. The psychological impact of this realization is profound. It taps into primal fears of loss, of being overlooked, of misjudging one's own importance. The initial reaction is often disbelief, a frantic replaying of past interactions, searching for the moment, the word, the gesture that signaled this seismic shift. But the truth is far more insidious. There was no single moment. It was the cumulative effect of her consistent oversight, her casual disregard for the emotional currency you offered. The mind, in its desperate attempt to maintain equilibrium, will often construct narratives to explain the inexplicable, to rationalize the sudden void. But the mirror of reality, unyielding and cold, reflects only one truth. You moved on, and she was left behind. This isn't about revenge. It's about the natural consequence of human behavior. When one person consistently prioritizes their own needs and perceptions above another's, the bond inevitably weakens. The illusion of perpetual availability shatters, revealing the fragile nature of unreciprocated effort. Her collapse isn't a punishment, but a direct result of her own actions, or rather, her inactions. The emotional scaffolding she unknowingly relied upon, the silent support system you provided, has been dismantled. And now she stands exposed, facing the stark reality of a connection she once deemed unbreakable, now irrevocably broken. The true weight of your absence isn't felt in the grand gestures, but in the quiet moments. The empty space beside her, the unanswered text, the silence where your voice used to be. It's in these subtle, pervasive voids that the full gravity of her misjudgment descends. The realization that you are not just temporarily busy, but fundamentally unavailable, is a bitter pill. It forces a confrontation with her own past behavior, a painful introspection into the choices that led to this solitary moment. The emotional landscape shifts from annoyance to regret, from confusion to a profound sense of loss. The collapse isn't just external. It's an internal crumbling of her perceived reality, a reordering of her understanding of relationships and self-worth. And in that collapse, there is a strange, undeniable power. Not for you, but for the universal truth it represents. Value is not inherent. It is earned and maintained through mutual respect and consistent effort. Her awakening, though painful, is a testament to the fact that even the most steadfast presence can become a ghost if its essence is ignored. The finality of your unavailability is the ultimate catalyst, forcing her to confront the consequences of her actions or lack thereof. It's a harsh lesson, learned in the crucible of loss, a lesson that echoes the profound truth that some bridges, once burned, cannot be rebuilt, and some doors, once closed, remain shut forever. The world for her will never quite be the same, colored by the stark, undeniable truth of what she let slip away. This is the quiet, devastating power of moving on,